YouTubers, it's Emily from the Bookie Monster, and I'm here today with my very first In My Mailbox. Yay! So I've been wanting to do an In My Mailbox forever, especially since I discovered the story Siren, who created In My Mailbox, and I fell in love with the book blogging community, and I really wanted to have a vlog myself and be able to do In My Mailboxes. So here's my very first In My Mailbox. I don't know how often I'll be able to do these because I tend to buy books in bulk and then I'm poor, so I'm not able to afford any more books for like another 3 weeks. But I'll do them as often as I can, and hopefully I'll be able to film other videos for you guys as well. So there's that to look forward to. This is my Christmas book haul, which basically means I bought myself a Christmas present of books because I deserved it. I don't really know. But I'm really excited about all of them, and I wanted to show them to you guys. So here is my first In My Mailbox. First of all, we have Altered by Jennifer Rush. This one I will actually be reading and reviewing on the blog for the 2013 Debut Author Challenge, which I'm really excited to be doing for the first time. This one is about 5 genetically altered boys who run away from a lab, and the person in charge of the lab's daughter goes with them because she's in love with one of them. And I mean, do you really need an excuse to read this book when it has this person on the cover? I mean, seriously. I would have read this book without knowing anything about it because of the cover. So, there you go. But I'm really excited for this one, and be looking for a review coming up soon. Next we have Pushing the Limits by Kylie McGarry. This was a book that I saw on a lot of people's best reads of 2012 lists, and I was like, well, if everybody enjoyed it that much, then I should probably give it a shot. It's just, I've heard it's a lot of steamy makeout sessions and that kind of stuff, which I adore, so I will be looking forward to reading this one. And plus, I don't have a lot of contemporary novels on my shelf, so I definitely need more all the time. So there's that one. Next we have The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I've read Brightly Woven by the same author, which is a fantastic fantasy, so if you're looking for that kind of book to read, please pick that one up because it's such a cool idea and lots of fun. And I'm very excited to see how Alexandra will conquer the dystopian genre. At least I think it's dystopian. It's about these kids who develop powers as they grow up, and they are sent to these rehabilitation camps, which kind of makes me think of concentration camps. So my interests have definitely peaked. Plus, there's a lot of bloggers raving about this book, so of course I had to pick it up. And it's like such a fat book, and I don't know if I'm the only person who has a thing for fat books, but I have like a fat book fetish. Is that weird? Anyways, it's so pretty, so there's that one. Next we have Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, and the reviews have kind of been all over the place for this book, but I am still so excited to try it out for myself because it is a fantasy novel, and I love fantasy, and I need a lot of it to keep me going, so it's probably one of my favorite genres. It's huge. I've heard there's a lot of war, and it's kind of confusing, lots of characters and that kind of stuff, but I love my books that way, so I'm very excited to read it. Plus, it comes with a bookmark for the Breathless Reads. There's 5 books, which is so very exciting because you didn't have to do anything to get the bookmark. You just bought the book and they gave you a bookmark, which is fantastic. More books should do that because I love bookmarks and I lose mine all the time, so I need lots of them. So I'm very excited to read this one, and hopefully I can read it soon. Next we have Splintered by A.G. Howard. This is another book I'll be reading for the debut author challenge. It just came out, which is really exciting. This is a Alice in Wonderland retelling slash kind of companion maybe, because the main character is a descendant of Alice in Wonderland. So that's kind of cool. I've heard it has lots of bugs and of course Wonderland, which is enough crazy and madness for itself, and I love anything to do with Alice in Wonderland, so I am very excited to read this one. And even though I don't like bugs that much, I can bear it for this book because everybody just adores this book, so I'm very excited to read it. So there's that one. Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Tayler. Of course, I had to read this book because the way Daughter of Smoke and Bone leaves you hanging, you have to read this book. And it's just a gorgeous cover and a fat book. So it is just beautiful, and I will be very, very proud to have it on my shelf. I've heard that it's kind of sad, which makes me a little nervous to read it, but at the same time, all my favorite books have made me cry at one point or another. So that's a good sign, and I'm just thrilled to see where this goes. So next we have The Poison Princess by Kresley. I've already read this one. I picked it up a couple of days ago, and it's so interesting. It's another one of those books that I saw in everybody's 2012 best books, so I picked it up and I read it, and I read it pretty quickly, and it was so much fun. It's very different than a lot of books I've read before. It's about like tarot cards and how like a lot of the main characters are people like represent a card, which is so cool, and it kind of makes you want to like research that kind of stuff just to see maybe what's going to happen in the next book, because I feel like it really picks up at the end and then it just leaves you and you're like, oh, now I want to know what's going to happen next. So it's a lot of fun, and plus, look, they don't show you this, but look at the man on the motorcycle. He's so pretty. Yeah, there's a guy on a motorcycle, which is enough reason for me to read this book. But it's a very good book anyway, so be looking for a review coming up soon. Another book I've already read, The Evolution of Mara Dyer by Hodkin. The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer was probably one of my favorite books last year because it is just craziness. The main character kind of doesn't know if she's crazy or not, which is so much fun when you're reading the book, because it's called an unreliable narrator because you don't know if half the stuff she's actually seeing is happening or not. And this book just gets crazier and crazier, and it's really creepy in parts. There's like a doll that keeps showing up in her room, which is so creepy. I'm freaked out by dolls, but so much fun, and really lives up to the previous novel, and just a fantastic read, and really, I mean, there's a British guy, so of course you have to read it, and he has a British accent, which is fantastic. So I cannot wait for the third one. It's called The Retribution of Mara Dyer. That's just awesome. I'm so very excited to read the third book. But this one, once again, look for the review coming up soon. It's probably going to be 5 stars, just saying. Next we have Diety by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I adore Jennifer Armentrout's books. I've read most of them except for the newest one, Opal, and her other series, and Cursed, which is a completely different series. But Opal is on the way, so I will be reading that one soon as well. This series, I hesitate to say that it's more fantastic than the other series because I love them both. But I've definitely been hooked. As far as this series goes, there's 2 beautiful men that sometimes I really can't decide between, and stuff kind of went down at the end of last book, so I've been really wanting this one for a while, and now I finally have it, which is fantastic. And I love how these paperbacks are like super tall. It's kind of weird, and it kind of messes up my shelf a little bit, but I like it. It's different. It makes me happy, so that's always good. The Assassin's Curse by Cassandra Rose Clarke. This book just said pirates, and I was like, yes, sign me up for this book. I feel like there's not enough pirates in young adult fiction, which is so weird because, I mean, everybody loves Pirates of the Caribbean, right? So why not have more pirates? And this is not just pirates, this is pirates and assassins and curses. So like, I don't know, magicians, wizards, that kind of stuff, which is like so much fantasticness all in this cute, tiny little book. So I am so very excited to read this one. Hopefully I'll be reading it soon. We have Black City by Elizabeth Richards, which is another one of those breathless reads. Oh look, I get another bookmark. I have like 5 of these things now, which is so awesome. This was a book that came out in November, and I heard so many good things about it that I really, really needed it, but I was poor. And so now I finally have it, which is exciting. It has a beautiful cover. Oh, and look, it has the cover for the second book on the back, which is fantastic because it's even more prettier than this book, which is saying a lot. I've heard this one is fantastic, like I said. It has 2 different points of view, which is awesome. I love when books do that. So I'm very excited to read it. Hopefully I'll be reading it soon. And last, but definitely not least, we have Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. I came across this one because of Lauren from 365 Days of Reading, and I'll link to her YouTube channel below because she's lots of fun. She's been raving about this book for a while, and one day I was kind of like, you know, I should probably look it up. And so I did, and what I found instead was the trailer for the movie. And I was like, a movie? And I watched it, and I was like close to tears by the end of the trailer. It just looks so unbelievably amazing that I don't understand why I have not seen this movie. And of course I can't watch the movie until I read the book. So I got the book. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's basically 6 different stories and 6 different points in history, like starting in 1840 and going to a futuristic Hawaii. And it's kind of about how they all connect, which is very awesome. And I am probably going to be raving about this book pretty soon, so look for that. But there's that one. So that's all the books that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and just know that I am very excited to meet all of you, and I am just very excited about everything, apparently, because I probably said that word a lot of times. Sorry. I'm just really excited about everything. So I can't wait to do some more videos for you, and until then, keep munching, visit my blog, and I'll see you guys later.